Yo, yo, yo. I can't walk. Near the end of episode 98 of the Midnight Paco podcast, their guest, comedian Ebony I Holler Gordon, shared a handicap joke with Cool C and Justin Fuller.
Because I have a joke about the handicap.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So y'all ever seen the handicap sign, right?
Yeah.
I said I'm suing the handicap for body infringement, and that's just a picture of me sitting down. I said, 'cause ain't no spokes on there to say that that's a goddamn wheel. That's some
not
bullshit.
your booty, huh?
Right. That's a picture of me sitting down. I said I'm suing the handicap. Do I got a case though?
You might.
Do I got a
Little
case?
bit,
Right.
little bit,
Right.
little bit.
So then I had to upgrade that joke. I'm outside talking to my homeboy. I said, then this girl come up and like, that's the bitch right there. That's the picture of the bitch you got in the car. We both looking confused. She come back with the handicap tag. A lot of niggas got me in their car in. All the old niggas
I was sending out selfies everywhere.
all the old niggas got me in their ride.
And they paying for it too to get that shit hanging.
Right. It gives them extra privileges.
They get to park up front and check that out.
The harmless joke inspired Cool C to make this declaration.
And you know what? Speaking of that, if you at the club and you handicapped, you need to be the fuck at home.
Right? No, they get
You
there
should have no
early.
handicap
No,
parking. You should be at
I
home.
object, sir.
Well, they're allowed to have fun.
Yeah, you
At
show
home.
up early.
Why they got to be at home?
Look, you show
You
up
should not
early.
be at the club.
Show up early, you get your spot, and you chill and watch everybody.
And look,
Justin just explained why I never plan on going to the club again for the rest of my life. I believe the only reason why men even go to the club at all is to get laid, unless if there's some sort of Chris Brown dancing ass motherfucker who's trying to stomp the yard and serve niggas on the dance floor. I believe women go to the club so they can have an excuse to dress up like hookers in order to get free drinks. That way, if they have sex with random niggas later on that night, they can blame their slutty behavior on the alcohol. So with that being said,
why?
would I want to go to the club just to sit and stare at other people dance, flirt, grab ass, and make out all night long, knowing damn well that I have of attracting the kind of woman that I would want to do those things with me because I'm in a wheelchair? The only thing people in wheelchairs can universally contribute to social events is conversation, but the loud music takes that option away from us. I believe this reduces people in wheelchairs at the club into obstacles for anyone who has to suffer the displeasure of having to walk around our disabled asses on their way to and from the restroom. Not only are we just in the way the entire time, but most of us are in the way staring at people with pitiful puppy dog looks on our faces, because deep down inside, even we know our respective handicaps make us utterly useless in these moments.
That's so very, very sad.
The only way I could possibly imagine a man in a wheelchair having any sort of fun at the club is if he's built like Joe Swanson from Family Guy and he can do tricks in his wheelchair on the dance floor.
Look at me, I'm Joe. My legs don't work, but I make up for it by having a very strong upper body.
Well, I do say that.
I believe the only women in wheelchairs who actually have real fun at the club are the ones who are still hot enough to attract men. Because niggas will still give hot chicks in wheelchairs
The dick.
Men in wheelchairs aren't afforded that luxury because women don't think our dicks work anymore and they don't want to give our crippled asses any kind of false hope, in fear that we might be lonely, needy, creepy, disabled perverts who's gonna constantly stalk them on social media for the rest of their lives.
Baby, all I want, I believe I can keep more. I'll tell you hard to get there, and what we share. I want to sleep by yourself, but now begin my own tears. No other babies in fight, or to stay.
I haven't been inside of a club since I became wheelchair bound at the age of 30 and I'm 45 years old right now.
Old as fuck.
I believe my age alone keeps me out of the club even if I wasn't disabled, because I feel like if you're over 35, you're too old to be going to the club.
You had your time. You were beautiful, and it's over. So people grown. You don't remember when you were a kid, you went into the club and there was that older person hanging out? That creep. Yeah, that's what you're doing.
So if you're old, disabled, or both and still feel the need to pay way too much for drinks in order to increase your chances of getting laid, then I suggest you take your geriatric asses on down to the bar.
I'm not a smart man.
But I'm smart enough to know that if I'm going to hang out with a bunch of people for an extended period of time, it's going to be activities that everyone else have to sit down to do too. Eating at a restaurant, watching a movie, or even catching a show at a comedy club are all handicap-friendly outings that I would enjoy taking part in. I have no desire to go to the bar anyway because I rarely drink alcohol, and like I said before, I already know I have no chance in hell of scoring with the ladies, so I refuse to pay $10 for a rum and coke so I can watch other people hook up while I just sit there with a look on my face that screams,
"What the fuck am I trying to prove here?"
Can we get a motherfucking moment of silence for this small chronic break?
Cleveland comedy is on the rise. Godfrey! Watching this live.
Okay.
And I said, Cleveland comedy is on the rise.
Okay.
Godfrey looked at my post and read it out loud and was like, okay, Cleveland comedy is on the rise. Not just okay, recognize that, baby.
What? I don't.
Godfrey.
What?
Godfrey. Cleveland comedy scene is on the rise, bro. Don't just blow past it.
Don't.
Recognize it. Pour it.
I don't know.
Put some spec on that shit, baby. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Put some spec on it.
Okay.
That's it. Look, all three of y'all, Godfrey. All three of y'all.
Okay.
I love you, Godfrey.
Midnight Podcast.
Now, back to our regular scheduled program.
Cool C went on to ask,
And why they get the big old toilet? You know what I'm saying? It's like most people build their toilets like right next to the wall. That ain't comfortable. You can't wipe yourself next to the wall.
obesity is considered to be a disability, so the toilets in handicap stalls are bigger and reinforced to withstand extra weight now.
Yeah, now that fat guy's considered disabled because he can't stop eating cookies. So he gets on. Look at him groaning. 90% of the world is starving to death. That guy. Eat a salad and get on the treadmill like the rest of us. We're all working out. What is the problem?
The toilet's next to the wall because the handicap needs that bar that's attached to it to help us either get back up to a standing position or transfer back to our wheelchairs. And when you're disabled, you better learn how to wipe your ass when the toilet's right next to the wall, or you're gonna find yourself in a lot of shitty situations.
So if I see a handicapped stall, I'm taking it.
Oh yeah, I've been there. It's a lot more room.
Huh?
Yeah. I've yet to be in one and someone say, "Hey!"
Or they roll up on you like,
what the?
they gonna roll up on you like,
Get
motherfucker.
you hawk on the case, that's a scared dog.
I never used the public restroom in my wheelchair and someone was already in the handicap stall before. But if there ever were to be somebody in the stall, I would politely ask them how much longer they were gonna be because Cool C then went on to make demands after he learned that some handicap stalls have sinks in them.
Look, I've been into a handicapped stall and they had a sink in there.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
It was a sink in there. I'm like,
Well, maybe.
Oh, because they don't have it in a regular one.
Well,
in
maybe,
the
but it could have been, sometimes they
make a
maybe
mess.
they had an accident and had to clean themselves.
yeah.
In there, you know what I'm saying? They got to do what they got
I
to do.
feel you, but I want to sink in my stall.
No,
These are Cordell privileges. You don't got those privileges.
you don't got them.
You ain't VIP just yet.
I need a sink in my stall.
Ebony's right. The sink's in the stall to help the disabled when we have accidents, because do you really want us to clean shit off of our clothing next to or even in the same sink you have to use to wash your hands?
I don't think so, Jim.
In 2023, where victimhood from oppression and mental disorders reign supreme on the list of American priorities, the public restroom is one of the few places where the physically disabled are almost guaranteed to be accommodated like VIPs. If they give Cool C a sink in his stall, then the one in mine won't be special anymore, so no C, you can't have your own sink in your stall. Ebony then went on to talk about a sacrifice she makes for the handicapped when she goes into public buildings.
My thing with the handicap thing, like, I use their bathrooms. I can't park in on spots. But I try when I go to the places, when they have the door thing, I don't press that thing to use the handicap thing.
You open the door yourself?
Yeah. Because what if, you know what I'm saying, They need that, and they gonna do it. It's where they can't get in.
And you malfunctioned
it's gonna be my fault. Like, no.
An old crippled bastard like me needs to use that button to get in and out of places these days, so I can appreciate Ebony's thoughtfulness. Because over the years, I can admit that I encounter less and less strangers who are willing to even hold doors open for me anymore. As I grow older, I feel like I'm slowly losing access to the humanity of others as a disabled person after chivalry died.
Chivalry is dead, and women killed it.
I'd like to take this time to say
Thank you!
to the Midnight Paco podcast for giving me an excuse to talk my shit about disabled issues. By the way, I noticed Cool C and Justin thought they were slick by talking about this stuff at the end of the show to see if my crippled ass would watch the entire episode.
I am very, very sneaky, sir.
I feel like it's only fair to share my feelings on some aspects of life in a wheelchair if I'm gonna be out here constantly complaining about how there are way too many fat chicks and whores currently living in our modern society so damn much.
Whores running around doing their little behind shake for the menfolk.
I kind of like her idea.
And that's all I have to say about that.
If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, please subscribe, and tell me what you think in the comment section below.
Peace. I'm Audi 5000.
Those who wish to follow me, I welcome with my hand.
Thank you for being a friend.
And those are my thoughts for this video. But then again, what do I know? I'm just an old crippled bastard. Ooh, 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 ooh. I ain't too proud to beg for your money, so like, share, and subscribe.